What's up YouTube, Facebook? It's Ecom Rebel. I'm back live again tonight. So it's pretty cool. This episode is 600 subs. So pretty excited to have a heap of new subs come on board. So I appreciate that. Everyone that's hit the subscribe button. That's awesome. So thank you so much. So what we're going to do tonight is I'll be giving away some Bitcoin Cash, which I usually do. I'm going to give it away on the live, and we're just going to cover maybe a look at the charts. We'll have a look at the market, have a look at some news, and answer some questions that you guys got. Alrighty, so let's get into it. Let's have a look at the market. Alrighty, so Bitcoin 11,434, up about 4%. Ethereum 942, about the same. Ripple of $1.14. Bitcoin Cash still around the $1,500 mark. Litecoins went up 8% today. That was another good rise. We're at $243 for that one. And Cardano in 6th place, 39 cents. Hasn't really moved too much. Neither is Neo at 136. Stellar 43 cents, down about 5%. EOS up a little bit at $9.72. And Dash making it back into the top 10. That's interesting. Dash was a little bit below before that. We're at $719. So that's pretty awesome. So at the moment we've seen, as you can see from these little charts here, these are the 7-day charts. We've definitely seen improvement over the last 7 days. And we'll have a quick look at a chart now. We'll just go back to Coinergy. We'll open that up. I don't think I've got that one up yet. So let's have a quick look at Bitcoin, the market, and let's see what we have to think about that. Welcome, Audrey. Mr. Bazinga, how you doing? Good to have you guys on board. G'day, Roll. Alright, let's have a look at this one. So we're looking at BTC, Bitcoin against USD. Now, currently it is on, we're on the GDAX on 1 hour. Let's scroll out a bit so you can see what we're looking at here. We'll just turn off the volume. So basically, I'll move my little picture up a little bit. Alright, so as you can see on this chart here, this was where around about Christmas time, where we had up 20k. As you know, it's progressively went all the way down to where we are here. Now, as you can see, we're recovering really well. Essentially, you know, we're around about the 6,000 mark here, and we're nearly almost a double, and almost at 12k. So the good thing about this is we saw it's not going crazy, it's not going vertical. This is just this gradual climb out of this, and this is really good sign. So at the moment, see how we're retesting, we're at this 11,600 mark, just under the 12k. So this is an interesting area. We might get a bit of resistance there. It might actually retrace a little bit. It might even go back down to maybe 10, around about this, maybe 10.98 or something like that. Or it may continue on going up. But this is a very good sign for Bitcoin. And as you can see, the market is going up from that. So this is good. If we switch out just on the daily, have a quick look at the daily. So we had doom and gloom at 6,000 and almost at 12,000 again. So what's interesting is, you know, we had this pretty much a rise from the same sort of. Just remember what the difference was when we were at 6,000 last year and had this huge rise, and just the amount of news, the stuff you heard all the time. And now we're in this same little area now, with this basically, you know, gone from 7 to 11, and I hear nothing. I hear nothing on the news. There's no news about Bitcoin. there is absolutely nothing going on. When you check out the news, which we'll do in a minute, we'll just have a quick look at some of the news. So what are we going to look at? Let's have it. Let's have a look at Cointelegraph. So what I've found, I did talk about this before, was the type of news that we're getting, right? So before we were getting like the news was it was just purely FUD, right? There was all this hype. Everyone was talking about Bitcoin, and then all of a sudden we had this opposite thing where, you know, all this FUD was coming out. There was just bad news everywhere, and so now we have a different. It was like they turned on the news and turned off according to whoever they wanted to. I don't know, but it's just interesting. So right now we're not getting anything special. You know, we're not getting anything crazy news. We're just getting just normal everyday news. Oh, okay, this one's interesting about a government official found dead of a heart attack. Could be a coincidence, don't know. South Korean government official. That one, he just came out, that news, I believe. But essentially, there seems to be like some positive stuff about exemptions with crypto. What else are we seeing? We're seeing, you know, the just positive type news here. Yeah, the South Korean exchanges, you know, obviously going to be paying tax. Looking at US patents on blockchain. Yeah, so this is the kind of news we're seeing, right? This is just on one exchange. Let's have a look at news. Let's look at newsbitcoin.com. Wow, what else have we got here? Yeah, nothing too bad. Nigerians trading 4 million Bitcoin weekly. Revenues of cryptocurrency exchanges up 88-fold. Yeah, and then also, what else was there? Yep, American ATM adding Bitcoin Cash support. Malta doing something for crypto companies. I haven't checked that news out, but guidelines. I saw something for ICO guidelines for Russia, Switzerland, Poland. So there just seems to be this positive news. We're not seeing anything really crazy out there. And magically, this, because, you know, of that, look what we're seeing here. If you remember what was happening in the news, it was South Korea banning. It was just FUD. It was just incredible. And now we're seeing the news is not really anything, you know, too crazy out there. My point is that a lot of people are nice one, Rommel. Yeah, Steven Seagal holding Bitcoin. That's funny. I did see that article. The funny thing is that the people who are perhaps not up with how things work in the crypto space, they look at it and they hear and see the FUD or the news. It's a bit like the normal news you see on TV or something like that. They see that, they get in, and then they hear bad news, and then they get out or sell. And it's literally like the media controls the general population, okay? And by just flicking a switch, they can choose what they're going to put out for the news. And this has a great effect on the market. So it's interesting. They put this, they flicked the switch there with the news, breaking new highs. It went crazy. Then we saw all the FUD, and then we're seeing nothing right now. We're hardly seeing anything, in my mind. I haven't seen anything really report on it like it was before Christmas. Now, maybe when they go over 20K, they'll start talking it up again, but it'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you. So, you know, be aware of what's happening in the news on a bigger scale, like what the public is seeing. Because this rise, you know, from 10K to 20K, this was the uninformed public coming into the market, buying up big. And the people that are already in their positions were selling out to this public. And then with a flicker switch, all the FUD then we're back down to this 6K, where a bunch of people, investors, whales, basically said, you know what, we're putting our money back in again, let's buy up at this reduced price, and they're getting a much better position. So this has happened all the way along, and it's going to continue happening. So you've got to be wary of that. And when you start seeing these parabolic moves, because once we break this 20K again, you know, we're going to be heading towards 40K, and we could get, you know, we might reach 40K before the end of the year, and it might even retrace back. It might repeat what it did last year. Who knows? But this is something to be aware of with the news. So let's have a quick look at some more stuff. Yeah, Ronald says maybe it's Ellen DeGeneres pumping Bitcoin. Well, this is right. Thanks, guys, for your comments there on 600 subs. It's been, it just amazes me. It's incredible. Got this far with just in such a short period of time. I've been doing these live streams. So, which is pretty exciting. All right, so let's have a look. There wasn't too much on news. Check that one out there. If you guys have got any news, just pop it into the live chat. That'd be good. Now, we would have heard a little bit about Venezuela Petro token. They're in pre-sale, which is a lot of controversy over that. I've not really done too much research into it, but basically, I don't know how legit that is, but, you know, the government, this is probably the first time I've seen a government try and do it, so it'll be interesting what happens. I mean, if it works out for them and people back it, then, you know, there might be other countries that do this. So, I mean, you got Venezuela, which, you know, you've got likes of people like the Dash, they're in, and also these other crypto coins that are in that space in Venezuela. And they're basically getting people to use the cryptocurrencies. And then you've got the government offering crypto currency as well because of the fall of their actually own currency. So that's an interesting thing that's going to happen. It'll be interesting to see actually how it pans out, and in the future if other countries take this upon board. So this is very interesting. We'll see what happens with that. So there's Steven Seagal endorses another Bitcoin ICO. I don't even know if that's right spelling. BITCOIIN. Interesting. Israel confirms it will tax Bitcoin as property. So now you've got governments, you know, taxing Bitcoin. It has legitimacy to it. Not that I agree with the whole taxing thing, but this is what governments do. That's why they exist. They exist to control and tax. And this is just going to be rolling out to more. The good thing about the crypto space is they're going to find ways to, you know, get around that and not be discovered by basically governments. I mean, that's, why do you think Bitcoin started in the first place? Banks. They didn't like banks. All right, so what else we got here? Yeah, I talked briefly about Telegram, 850 million. That was interesting. Yeah, in Australia, this article here, 1,200 crypto scam complaints last year. Well, that doesn't surprise me. And we're just in a small little country. So there would have been a lot of complaints about crypto. But they just would have been little Ponzi schemes and stuff like BitConnect. All right, anything in Cointelegraph? What did I see? Anything there? That's interesting. I don't know if that's just a coincidence with the found dead with a heart attack. I don't know. What else have we got here? I think that's about it there. We'll close that one down, and there wasn't much on. I think I got my today I was on Twitter and I went through a few things I wanted to talk about tonight. I'll just have a look. Remind me what these ones were. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. There was Bitcoin Cash. There was I haven't got his. I think his name's James Howells. HOWELLS. I think his Twitter is at HOWELZY. So he's actually doing some testing on a POS system, a mini POS server for Bitcoin Cash. So this is good because anything that it allows your currency to be used you know, just out in the real world. This is used in a shop. So he's rolling out that. I think he's just testing and getting all that done. That's pretty exciting. I'll try and find the link and put that in just to see what he's working on. I thought that was interesting. What else did we have here? Oh yeah, I saw something funny on Roger Ver. I might try and bring this up. Maybe it's on his Twitter page. Twitter's pretty good for news. So whether you like a Roger or don't like Roger, that's entirely up to you. But I just thought this was funny. So Roger Ver. Oh yeah, there's that one for mini pos. It's on the screen at the moment. There we go, Roger Ver. Oh yeah, so here it was. So he's talking about the Lightning Network. Now, obviously, he doesn't like it. It enables financial censorship and the exact thing that Bitcoin was designed to prevent. And there was this picture. So this is like, these here represents the Lightning nodes and the connections. Okay, and what, I don't know if I can zoom in. If you can zoom in down here, right, so this is what it looks like, but this little arrow here, there is this one little symbol, this little circle here is Roger Ver, and there is no connections to Roger Ver. So this is what can happen with the Lightning Network. You can set up nodes, and if they want to, they won't connect to you, and so you can't connect to other nodes. So this is what he's talking about. You know, with this extra layer, with this other layer for Lightning Network, essentially they can choose who they can connect to, and if they don't want to connect to Roger Ver, then he can't participate. So yeah. So this is how they can censor people. So just because you have a Lightning Network doesn't mean that you can connect or open up these channels. This is what can happen to you. So and Bitcoin, or the original Bitcoin, as some people talk about it, or Bitcoin Cash, they talk about how this whole censorship thing, and you know, whether you like it or not, whatever you think he's doing, the whole idea of Bitcoin and crypto is decentralization, and basically you being in control and not being censored. And you know, Bitcoin started because we can pretty much say that they didn't like what the banks were doing. Okay, whether it was Satoshi who did it or was a group of people, they were anti-banks, they were anti-government. This is what I believe that was how they're feeling. And so when you start taking something and then turn it into a bank, or it becomes a transactions that mimics what banks do and the control, people just go, hold on, why are we doing this? We already have banks. I mean, right here in Australia, they've now just implemented a system, which is, it's quite fascinating. It hasn't happened till right now. And this system's just being rolled out, and it will be, previous to this, for my whole life, it takes 3 days to transfer money from a bank account to another bank account. And so you can, if I send some money to someone else in a bank, it takes 3 days for that to clear. And it's been getting a bit quicker, but now they're going to implement a new thing, which is going to be instantaneous. So this magically happened at this, you know, this beginning of this year, and they're rolling it out. And essentially, you can pay someone with this like Pay ID, and essentially do a bank transfer instantaneous between the banks. It's not like instantaneous outside of Australia. As far as I know, it's just inside of Australia. So with all the banks that are in Australia connected to this network, and it's centrally controlled. So, you know, if that whole system goes down, then the whole payment for the bank system goes down. And what's interesting is they're rebuilding this on top of Bitcoin to, you know, effectively make it better and, you know, allow it to scale. But what they're doing is turning it into a bank, and we already have banks that are doing similar stuff. So, and we've already got Ripple doing that sort of stuff with the banks. I mean, I think it's just, it's crazy, and the control that they have on it. So yeah, I'm not too excited about that, but I just thought I'd bring that to your attention. Alrighty, so let's have a look down. That was Roger Ver. What else did I see that I wanted to talk about? Trezor has got some new software out called Trezor Bridge. So we'll go to Trezor's site. So if you're not sure what a Trezor is, yeah. So that's a Trezor, okay. And they're about, I don't know, you can get them cheaper, but about 250 US. I think I paid, I don't know, maybe $500, 450 Australian, maybe they're 300 US or something. I've got a couple of them. But they're basically they hold your private keys, okay? And they don't essentially, your private keys are not held online, they're held in this device. So this is probably the safest way. Like a Ledger Nano is another one. So if we have a quick look at Trezor, let's see if they've got their blog. So they've updated their software. I'll just check on their blog here. So they've updated it, and also they're transitioning away from the Google Chrome apps and moving to their own. So this is the new Trezor Bridge updated. So I haven't had a chance to try it out yet. I will be probably downloading that. So basically it's rewritten from scratch, which is great. Google is phasing out all Chrome applications. So the Trezor Chrome extension will be obsolete. So they'll basically changing to this new platform. So that's something to be aware of if you've got the Trezor. So you will need to do that. So you will need to follow the instructions. I haven't went into it yet, but I would say that it would be very similar to the old one that you're used to. So I might try and do a demo on that one once I get it set up. But yeah, so this is great. Basically, one purpose is to communicate with the Trezor and to make you be able to do your transactions and everything securely through the browser. So that's awesome. So check that one out. What else did I see? I think that was all I wanted to talk about today that I saw. And any questions that you guys have got? Oh yes, that was the other one I want to talk about. Someone mentioned about, and Ron will talking about it now is Litecoin Cash. So I've got some information for you guys. It's pretty interesting how quickly this developed. So I was talking about there was the first one. What was the first one I had a look at? I was trying to remember. There was Bitcoin Private, and the other one was Z Classic. That's right, Z Classic, the fork, which is still coming up around about the 28th. So that one I talked about, and then there was one other, Monero V, which I only just the last few days talked about, and then this one I really haven't had a chance to get onto it. It happened pretty quickly. There was so many other forks happening, but Litecoin Cash. Different group of developers, but they've taken Litecoin, changed some of they forked it and changed some of the properties. Now it's actually already forked, so I might quickly go to just see where I've got this screen. Yeah, I think I've got it here. So I'll open up that website. So if you go to this, I believe is legitimate, Litecoin fork, and litecoinfork.org. That's one of their Twitter. If I go to their website, it's Litecoin Cash, ca.sh. So basically what's interesting is, which I did talk about previously, if you have one LTC, one Litecoin, you claim 10. Now, if you already had it in your wallet, there was only a couple of wallets that would automatically do it for you. So we've got we've done announced on the 3rd, we've done the fork on the 8th. I was a bit late to it. I only started looking at it before this, around that just a few days really ago, and probably should have got in a little bit early with this, but that's okay. The wallet released was today. So essentially the main difference is the SHA-256 mining. Okay, so they be able to use old Bitcoin mining hardware to mine this new coin, which is fantastic. Okay, and they've still got the time 2.5 minutes, and also they got for early miners that they don't have a unfair advantage. This is a small pre-mine of 1%, and there's a quick comparison, which I have spoke before. Now the wallets are available. You can download those for Windows, Linux, and Mac, and also you can run a full node, I believe, this one here. So, but if you had it in Coinomi, they would have actually already converted it for you in that wallet. Also exchanges, these exchanges would have converted it. Yobit, I think. Now Yobit, if we open Yobit up, I'll load that in a second. And also these mining pools as well. Let's have a quick look at Coindex. So now they have got some information, where it's stored, how do you actually go through, whether you got in Jax or Litecoin. And then, what else have we got? Yeah, there's some... It talks about the safe way to do it. I probably won't cover like actually how to do the physical claiming. I might try and do another, like a video on it maybe when I'm claiming mine. But essentially, we'll have a look at the price. So in case you missed it, check how much Litecoin you've got now. On this page, at the very top, you can put in your like a balance checker. So you put in your public Litecoin address. Now with like Exodus, when you have a public IP address, a public Litecoin address, not your private key, just your public key. So let's say you got Exodus, you put that in there, you press the check balance button, and it tells you how much Litecoin cash you have. So let's say you got 1, you would end up with 10. Now the current price right now, let's have a quick look. I think it was LTC USD. Just so you can see, we'll go USD. Click on that one. Wait for that to load. So right now on yobit.net, you can trade it. Currently, we are at $7.32. So let's do some calculations. So $7.32 times 10. Let's say you had 1 Litecoin. Currently $73. Now if we go to, that's $73 US. And if we go back to, let's open up Coin market cap. We'll have a look at Litecoin's price. So Litecoin is at $244. And you just got, basically if you had 1 Litecoin at 244, you would now with your Litecoin cash, those 10 at $7, it'd be $73. So if we divide that by 244, that's around about, 30, about 30%, I think it is. Yeah, about 0.3. So 70 times 3, 210. Yeah, so roughly, let's say roughly 30, you're actually getting 30% on your Litecoin. So currently if you had 10,000 on Litecoin, you'd have another 30% based on the current prices, which means you'd have another 3 grand, and your position would be now worth 13,000 at these current prices. Now we did have a bit of a jump at the moment. We're only this is sort of where it started off. It started off around $2, and then we've seen a rise right up to $9, and it backed off, and now had basically we're at steady at around about $7. But the more and more people will be getting access to it, because it really only happened today, and then more and more people will be choosing to hold or to be, selling off whatever they want to. Yeah, so this is probably, we don't know what's going to happen. Litecoin Cash could dump and go nowhere, or it might become useful. They might start implementing in different things, and the price starts going up. But it doesn't matter if you're in a position where you're holding, let's say Litecoin in this case, and then you holding it, and you participate in that fork, it's like getting free coins, okay? And this is why, you know, people participate in the one for Bitcoin to get Bitcoin Cash. And this is why people are getting into Bitcoin Private, because of the Z Classic, okay? And the same with Monero. So, yeah, Audrey just said how to claim Litecoin Cash if it's on Binance. I don't think, unless the exchanges do it for you, they'll notify you where they're going to do it. Like, usually they have to do all the programming and make sure everything's fine. They update it, they'll release it, and all of a sudden in your account there'll be LCC, which I believe is the code for it. And then what will happen is they'll then give a balance to that. Like I think with Bittrex, yeah, I remember in Bittrex with Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, they would just implement them. It was just a matter of time. So if you have them there, they will, if they usually have done it in the past, they will notify you to say that they're going to do it. So that's a possibility. If you had it in an exchange at the time of that fork, and that exchange is not interested in doing it, then you know, essentially they can claim the Litecoin Cash or whatever the fork coin is. If it's privately held, you have control of your keys, and then all you need is a method to get the whatever the new coin is out of wherever it is. And normally these methods to do that, which they get documented, I'll try and come up with a video to go through the process, or if I find a video that has someone's already done it, I will put a link in that for you guys to check it out. So I don't think you can do anything with Binance at the moment. I haven't seen any news about it from Binance. So this is great, and this is why you try and participate in many of these forks as possible. So, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we'll go through claiming another time, or if I can find a walkthrough, I will talk about that as well. So yeah, that was pretty cool. So we'll close that one down. Now, I think you had a question. What have we got? Okay, Boss Sounds, how you doing, buddy? Oh yeah, that's right. I got to give away some cash. I had a few people dropped off already. Oh well, they're going to miss out. So let me, while I think about what question I'm going to ask, or whether I should just do pick a good question. I don't know. Maybe I should just do give everyone an equal chance. Some people take notice more than others, and they might not be able to get the questions right. So I might do I might just do the old pick a number between like 0 and 100 or something like that. I might do that shortly. So I'll let you know when I'm going to do that. Be in a few minutes. Let's have a quick look. I'll just close some of these windows down. Okay, and actually I might just do a quick comparison with Litecoin. If we go on to Bittrex and I put in LTC versus Bitcoin, this is something interesting. And so if we have a look, so this is what's happening since December. We're all the way through now. This is January, this is February. So Litecoin has really made some gains on Bitcoin. And when you have a look at Bitcoin versus the rest of the market, you can actually change on CoinMarketCap. See where it says USD here. You can actually change that to Bitcoin, right? And what it will do is compare everything to Bitcoin. Now at the moment, these are only, as you can see, it's only 24-hour change, for example. But when we look down, even just in the last 24 hours, Litecoin is moved against Bitcoin 4%, whereas the rest of the market, there's only a few that have actually been gaining. So, and this reflects in this chart here. So Litecoin is really doing well, mainly because of them introducing more adoption. Probably the fork, this Litecoin Cash fork, has been something to do with it already. So that's been good for it, and I think they'll be rolling out some new stuff as well. Once we see that Light Pay being implemented and people using it, and more adoption there, that's going to be pretty huge. So that's some really bullish stuff happening. And as you can see, appears we're nearly at new highs. I don't know if this is all-time highs. No, not quite all-time highs, but But this is like recent highs here. That's pretty good. So not all-time high for Litecoin against Bitcoin, but it's still pretty good. Alrighty. So let's give away some cash. All right. So we got 9 people watching now. Awesome. So like Mr. Bazinga says, Litecoin Cash, news, no news, basically crypto going up. Yep. Well, yeah, you could say that too. Hey Jason, how you doing? All right, so let's have some fun and give away some Bitcoin Cash. So what I'm going to do is just an easy one, just a pure chance one for tonight. No thinking required. You've just got to type in a number. Okay, so I'm going to write down a number. Let me write that down now. Okay, I got my number between 1 and 100. So I want you guys to put in a number between 1 and 100. You just only have one go at it. Just put in one number. I don't want to see anyone putting 2 numbers in, or you won't be winning anything. So you get one go at it. Put a number between 1 and 100, and I'm going to do that winner in a couple of minutes. So yeah, just make sure you put that in now, and I'll probably draw this in the next couple of minutes, and someone's going to get sold some Bitcoin Cash. And at the moment, I'm nearly out of Bitcoin Cash. My goodness. I don't know, I might have to either top that up or swap to another coin. So yeah, just for fun, after we do this, we'll discuss whether or not we should have a look at another coin. All right, so Mr. Bazinga, 24. Boss Sound says 20. Music Service, 34. Rommel Sniper, 10. Brennan, 67. Jason Doc, 54. Simulizic, 80. All right, that's perfect. Or we'll give another minute for a couple of people that haven't participated already. So about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people. I'll wait another minute, and then we're going to draw that. Actually, while I'm waiting for that to come through, thanks Austin, 85. I'm just going to check out some of the comments that you guys have been leaving on some of my previous posts. Someone wants me to talk about Litecoin and Monero, the atomic swap. Interesting. I'll just check that out. Austin says, do you think Bitcoin will hit an all-time high this month? No, I don't think it's going to hit all-time high this month. No, I don't think it's going to max out 20k. No, not at all. Good comment though. Thanks B Williams for the congrats on 600. Apparently Coinbase is adding more coins. Can you make a video about that? Yeah, I haven't seen too much about it. I've heard rumors, so that will be interesting. I'll just write down this so I can cover some of these. So Coinbase adding new coins. New coins. Because you know what? It does make a difference when you add new coins, because then people can purchase them and buy them easier. If you don't have access to the coins, like some places you can only buy Bitcoin, which is why Bitcoin's price goes up, and then people then get into the alts or the other coins. So, all right. So, Boss Sound says, "Can you search my comment?" Sure, I'll do that after I give some cash away. Let's bring up this here. All right. So everyone has put their amount in. Fantastic. I'm going to draw it right now. So let me just check my number. What did I have? So I chose number 9. And from what I can see, I think, just by looking at it quickly, number 9, I think Rommel Sniper is the closest. He's got number 10. So I think he is the winner. So Rommel Sniper, congrats, man. Awesome. Put your Bitcoin Cash address in the live, and I will transfer some Bitcoin Cash your way. How easy was that? Didn't have to think at all. Awesome. All right, and then I'll have a quick look for Boss Sound says, can you search my comment? All right, so we're just waiting for Rommel to put his Bitcoin Cash address in. Awesome. All right, so while that's happening, I'm going to go in the comments and just have a quick look. Boss wants me to have a look for his. Let me just see if I can find it. Do-do-do. Wonder if there's this one. Okay, could be this one, boss. Just waiting for your perfect. So we have your Bitcoin Cash. Actually, I noticed. I'll do it from this one. I noticed there's a few people. I drew some winners out yesterday, or last night, and I think a couple of people missed out because the address didn't work in Exodus. So I don't know whether they had genuine Bitcoin Cash addresses, new addresses, or something like. I'm not sure, but they didn't win because as soon as I put it in Exodus, so when I put it in here and I go in a wallet and I click send and then I type that in, if it comes up red, that means it's not going to work. So, you know, make sure you get that right. Even if you've got some new address format, I don't know, I think I got the latest Exodus. I'm not sure if there's any problems with it, but as far as I know, it's good. So let's put $10, send it your way, $10, click send, and you should get that pretty quick. So let me know when you get that. I want to see how quick it is. Sent now. So it should be coming through any second now. There'll be a little bit of a delay on the live stream. All right. So, and I'll just go back to comments. So I'll just read this one from Boss. It says, congrats to the winner. Looking forward to your next stream. I see a lot of bots in the comments. Most of the time the winner of the giveaway is, to my feeling, a bot. Well, that's why I'm trying to do more on the live. Maybe you can choose it manually so the bots won't win the giveaways or ban such channels. Well, secretly, I ban the bots all the time. There is lots coming on, but every time I see them, they ban. So I ban them and they never get to participate. But also, I like to do it now on the live streams as well. So you guys have got more of a chance. So I don't think it's a good idea to do all the giveaways on live because some people can't be on there. True. So I'm going to mix it up. I'll try and give it to, I think, genuine people. If I see, you know, people without profiles, I maybe just stop doing that. I want to see proper profiles instead of dodgy pictures, and I want to see some, you know, real person behind it. So that's a good thing. Anyone that takes the time to read this sort of stuff, write this sort of stuff, I appreciate. So then I appreciate you give some money to people to start with and hope you keep doing it. How long have you been in crypto space and what are you doing before that? If you need any help, I'm here for you. The total market cap went up to 500 billion today. I'm in here for the long term. Exactly. So yes, it did. When we went back up to 500 billion, and appreciate that. So basically, yeah, I'm going to be doing a combination of, in the comments, I might change it around so it's not completely random. I might just pick out maybe the good questions that I like to. I'll just choose questions rather than randomly. That will stop people putting bots on there. And then the other thing I'll do is do the lives like now and pay you guys that are on like on live with me. So that's pretty cool. And also, yep, so he asked, what have I been doing before that? So just before that, I did some videos on, I was doing a lot with Shopify and e-commerce. So I was in that space doing like online stuff. Mainly, I had a t-shirt business where I was selling t-shirts online through eBay and also through a Shopify store. And I spent probably a year, I think just over a year, really into that. And I was into just heavily into e-commerce. Now, what's interesting is I still have all that knowledge and that background. I still actually actively run, I don't actively run Shopify at the moment, but you can quickly set up a store. I actively manage a WooCommerce site, which is a subscription site that I set up for a good friend of mine. And so that's why we accept crypto in that. And at the moment, I'm looking at the latest plugins, because everything changes so quickly. And I talked about, you know, LightPay and a few other ones, and I talked about PayBear. So at the moment I'm testing PayBear for taking crypto payments, and it seems to be working really well. So that's what I've been doing before that, and I've had a lot to do with software and, you know, programming and the whole tech sort of thing and computers. That's what I've sort of done. So I like that. And I've got my drone here. I love flying my drone. I got a drone. My wife bought me a drone, DJI Spark. So actually I don't have any on this channel, but on my other channel, my own personal channel, I've got videos of that as well. So I don't know if you're into drone stuff, but I have some videos of the drone footage and stuff of beaches and places I like to go to. So that's a bit of fun. So I do that sort of stuff. All right, so let's get on to more stuff, and then I think we'll finish up. So what do I think about next month in Bitcoin prediction? Well, let's have a quick look. I wouldn't say I'm the best at predicting stuff, but I'll just take a stab at it. Oh, wrong one. Bring up Coinergy again. So I think there's a couple of things at play. I think we might see some... I got a feeling we're going to see some consolidation of Bitcoin. Let's have a look. So this is on the 1 hour. We'll just switch out to a day. So I honestly don't think we're going to see this continued rise. So I don't like, let's go to a trend line. Like if you think the market is going to do this one, let's say if we went on the same trajectory, okay, you know, we're pushing out to April on this same trajectory if we're at 20k, okay? Now, it's possible, like if you have some of these massive days where it went up so much, it could gain that much. But we also saw this, you know, basically this is retracement here. So if you just have a look at just a simple trend, if we continue, we're into, you know, close to April. But this is, they don't particularly go directly up like this. You're going to get, basically it's going to go up, retrace. It might even go into some sideways action, okay? But I honestly think we're going to see probably above this 12,000 mark, maybe between 12 and 14, and we might see that into April. So just to draw a little box there for you. Where is it? Box on the screen. Where's my little... Yeah, there's my box. So I'm just... Basically, I sort of see it... in this, you know, this space here at the moment. That's where I sort of see the price being between these two levels. I don't see it really going to 20k in this time frame. It could do, but I kind of see it in this space here, okay? If I do see, though, that before the year's out, I'll just clone that one now. Whoops. So once we get this over like this 20k, let's have a look at what period of time. So it's quite possible, you know, June, July or something like that, we could see anything around this 20k. Now the thing is that once Once it breaks that 20k, this becomes support. Okay, and yeah, we could easily see this sort of range. So this is where we're at now, and this is where we could be looking at. It doesn't go too far out because at the moment this is only June, but then if we, it just depends. It depends on just how much the space opens up. If we get a lot of good news, a lot of people coming into the market, maybe institutional money, we could see this move, and over maybe the course of the rest of the year, it will get up to, maybe into the 30k. And who knows, we might spike up to 40k before we get a retracement, maybe all the way back down to 20k, maybe 30k, who knows. But at the moment, I don't want to predict too far out. At the moment, I see March to April, I see in this 12, maybe to 16k range here. I don't see it going back to 20k at the moment. And going, I think if it went straight up like that in that time frame, we would see a bit of a retracement happening. But yeah, I really see this sort of time frame. So what do you guys think? Do you think in the next month we're going to see 20k, or what pricing level do you guys think? I'd like to get your feedback on where you think. So at the moment, at April, I think we're going to be between 14 and 16k. Let me know what you think we're going to be seeing in April. So we're nearly at March now, and that'll be basically just over a month away. So just drop in the live chat. Tell me what you guys think, whether you think it's going to be 20k, whether it's going to be 14k, 16k, just basically in the next month. Be interesting to see what you guys think. All right, and while you do that, I think we'll finish up. Neo says, do invest in Neo. Yeah, definitely Neo is an interesting project. I haven't really covered too much of it, but it's it's a very good project, and definitely holding long term for any of these blockchains. Anything that's a massive project is worth holding on for a long period of time. Just like how Ethereum got so much value because over the time it was so useful. It's the same with Neo and everything like that. Alrighty, okay, well, I think we're going to finish up. No one's coming in with what they think the market's going to be, so that's all good. I just think it's going to be between 14 and 16k. We'll see what happens with it. Yeah, and lastly, Rommel says it's not good if it's going parabolic. That's exactly right. That's what I'm saying about, if it's hit 16k before the end of February, or geez, even if it, even if we go at the end of April hit to 20k, it could happen, but then it might. You just don't want it to go up too much too fast, because then you're just going to get this retracement like that. Alrighty, well, I'm going to finish up tonight. I thank everyone for jumping on board. It was good to see everyone. I'm glad you had some questions, and we'll catch you again tomorrow. So I'll be giving away some more Bitcoin Cash. So don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and hit the bell icon if you want to get notifications. And Rommel says, yep, around 15k. So yep, I've got between 14 and 16, and Rommel says 15. Thanks for that. All right, and so basically, if you want to know more, you can just make sure you follow the channel. I always put out videos every day, and be good to see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us. Okay, bye.